guys, and welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are going to be watching Battlestar Galactica Season 1, Episode 11, which means that we are so close to actually being done with Season 1, which is crazy to me. I feel like I just started watching this show like last week. I know it was actually like a few months ago, but it's crazy how quickly Season 1 has gone and how invested I am. Like, I really love the conversations that the show fosters. I wish that I could actually like have full-on conversations with somebody about it, because I just think that it's really thought-provoking, and the things that it covers are very interesting and deserve to be talked about. My Calvin has not seen, he's seen some of Season 1, but not the entirety of Season 1, so I don't want to spoil him on anything, so I can't really like talk to him about it, which kind of sucks, but yeah. Anyway, it's nice to kind of get to talk to you guys about it. I mean, at least you listen to me ramble, I guess. It's good to see your perspectives. I do try to read some of the comments. I try not to read too many of them, just because I always see comments that are like, hey, don't read the comments, like people are spoiling stuff. And so then I'm like, oh, okay. Thank God I saw that comment and not like a spoilery comment, you know. Last time we had an interesting prophecy revealed. Who was it? It started with a P. Let me go back in my notes. Who said the prophecy? Pythia. Okay. I was going to say Pythia's prophecy was revealed, and is it the President Laura? Is it Gaius? Is it Person X that we haven't met yet, or that we just don't know about yet? Like, I don't know. I think it's interesting how they sort of brought in the cyclical nature of life, because the idea of like, this has all happened before and it'll all happen again, right? Last time we had Pythia's prophecy. We had Lee being badass and Starbuck getting a little bit more faith in him and being able to let go a little bit more, which is always a good thing. And what else? We had something else. Oh yeah. Boomer might be pregnant with the first, presumably, Cylon human hybrid baby. Only time will tell. I'm gonna stop rambling at you guys. Let's just get right into this episode and see what conversation this one fosters. He did see her die, too.
That's Tom Zarek.
Terrorist?
He's a prisoner of conscience.
Is he coming
He's
back?
a butcher.
Well, they're gonna have an election, right? Soon. Cloud 9.
It's a new talk show that brings you the inside scoop. With me are two of the only remaining legitimate journalists left in the universe.
Already forgotten their names.
Every last
What
one.
does Zarek
handpicked by the
do?
power behind the throne, presidential.
He is a fatuous gas bag who's made a fortune to get
Freedom of
profit
the
from.
press.
As we speak. Fatuous gas bag with like 5 minutes of your time.
Wally.
Madam President, you're gonna want to hear this.
Vegetarian Tom Zarek.
Oh my God.
Of course, being a ruthless terrorist. Tom Zarek incited a prison riot that resulted.
He blew up a government building, and now he's gonna sit on the quorum of 12.
Well, it's not actually charges. It's not fake. That did happen. But I think that there's more nuance to the story than just that, what they're telling, you know.
Can't allow a terrorist to sit in government.
My hands are tied. I don't want to turn him into a martyr. Sagittarian law allows a prisoner to regain his citizenship once he's served his time.
That's good. That's how it should be.
But the last thing I need is for you to start acting like my own personal goon squad. We need to let this play out.
I I agree with her.
Citizens of the 12 colonies,
Yeah.
I am humbled and moved by this great honor. But Rosalind and her Confederates will no longer be able to ignore us. People of the fleet.
Okay, so that's not him. Who the hell is this guy? I wonder if that guy, whoever that guy with the briefcase and the gun and all that stuff, if he's gonna like fuck everyone over, right? Because they're gonna probably blame Zarek for whatever happens, and then that's gonna make him more of a martyr kind of thing, right? I don't know. I'm interested. I really like this storyline with Tom Zarek though. Like, I think it's really interesting. Oh God, so many samples.
Our shuttle leaves for Cloud 9 at 05:12 tomorrow, so don't be late.
He's going?
You haven't heard. It's all over Top Wireless.
When would I have the chance to listen to the talk wireless? I have 60 years of work in front of me.
Fair point.
You've been selected as Caprica's delegate to the Quorum of 12.
Oh, really?
Me? Is this some kind of joke? Politics is the only thing more boring than blood samples.
I agree.
It's really pomp.
Parties full of young women drawn to men of power.
But when the people call you myself.
He's so stereotypical.
I can't remember the last time I felt the sunlight on my face.
It's not actually sunlight, but I'm sure it would be nice. Smell flowers, you know.
They could have done a better job at the horizon, though.
I mean, hey, they're doing what they can.
How many people are we dealing with again?
Oh, 500 plus.
Herds of looky-loos, any one of whom could be a Cylon?
Toasters aren't our only problem. Don't you pay any attention to politics?
No.
A lot of unrest out there. Well, I guess she thinks it's important for them to be able to observe how their government works. Oh, Kara.
That's cute. Aww. They are doing nothing to dissuade me from this ship. I'm fully on board. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, I don't think they're trying to dissuade me, honestly, but I'm here for it.
I'm outside the Cloud 9 ballroom where the reception of the new Quorum of 12 is about to take place. But the question on every, will President Rosalind actually shake the hand of the man many still regard as a terrorist? Will she snub him and by extension all people of Sagittarian?
I mean, I don't think that if she snubs him, she's snubbing everyone, but...
My wife, Ellen.
Welcome aboard.
Kill me now.
He hates the politics of it. I recognize him from Glee. Uh-oh. I hope they don't shoot him, because I'm...
Murderer.
Oh.
You don't belong here, Zarek. Go back.
What did you say? He's a freedom fighter, all right?
Excuse me. May I see your security pass, sir?
Yeah, no problem.
Your rights don't extend to roughing people up.
He met with the shooter guy. Also, I love that the ship is called Cloud 9 because of the connotation.
Tom Zarek.
Colonel Ty, Battlestar Galactica.
He's not gonna shake his hand.
Ellen.
Oh, she is.
Call me Tom.
All this pretension makes me sick.
You're holding up the line.
Oh, is she? Hun, you need to stop.
Hope to see you again.
She actually probably does.
Why did you do that?
Because she's weird.
To get her picture on the front page.
She wants to be famous.
Zarek's the future. A blind man can see that.
Madam President,
Mr. Zarek?
We're gonna see.
if I were to offer you my hand in friendship, would you take it?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
That was nicely played.
Thank you.
That they concern issues vital to the fleet. In some cases, existing policies were...
Would be me. TBH.
Laya's not wearing any underwear. She's been eyeing you all afternoon.
Oh gosh. Okay, that would not be me. I take it back.
And as far as I'm concerned, you can have any woman you want. But always remember, I have your heart.
That sounds like a threat.
can always rip it out of your chest if I need to.
You can have any woman you want.
I have a objection. All the items on your agenda are important, I agree. The most critical issue of all is nowhere to be found.
What's that?
Really?
The election of a vice president.
How's that the most important issue?
Sagittarian moves. First item on the forum's agenda should be nominations for vice president.
Second.
Second.
Oh. She did not like that.
The motion has been moved and seconded.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Floor is now open for nominations.
Who are they gonna nominate?
I nominate Tom Zarek.
Yep.
Jim Anon seconds the nomination.
Nomination of Tom Zarek for the vice presidency has been accepted. Chair will remain open for 72 hours for nominations.
Oh, she's mad at Gaius. What is the guy with the gun? What is his
Thomas Zarek is not going to be my vice president.
Don't underestimate Zarek. He's charismatic and knows what buttons to push.
He knows firsthand.
We need a candidate. Someone who will quickly win the delegate support.
Him?
I'm not a politician.
You have kept this fleet functioning all this time.
They called him a
No.
gas bag or whatever. That doesn't exactly scream like public popularity.
You got me, Madam President.
How can you reassure people that you're looking out for their interests?
We're facing a situation so unique. We need not only new leadership, but a whole new way of thinking. No economy. There's no market, no industry, no capital. Money is worthless. And yet we're all held hostage by the idea of the way things used to be. We want to survive. We need to completely restructure our lives.
Hey, turn that crap off.
Oh, it's like I kind of...
Yeah, I was listening to that broadcast.
You again.
Yeah, well, they all want to hear Mrs. Zarek speak too, don't you, buddy? How about you? You want to hear what Mr. Zarek has to say?
No, I don't mind one way or the other.
Well, I take that as a yes, so turn it on.
Well, if someone... You can't take that as a yes. Only a yes is a yes. Just saying.
You know, I don't like your tone, Flyboy, so why don't you just move along out of here?
He's trying to start a fight. Is he drunk? Lee, I mean.
Okay.
He's not gonna leave. He's...
Want no trouble?
No. I feel like you do. I feel like you're gonna... Yeah.
What the hell?
I hate people who, like, do that shit. Like, just be upfront about what you actually want. If you want to fight, don't do it the cowardly way. Also, you're a tough man attacking a woman with a cane. Hit him with that cane where it hurts. Yeah. I think she went for his stomach, but... Is nobody gonna see the gun that fell out of that guy's briefcase? No, we're not gonna see that. We're not gonna see that. Who's seeing it? Okay, she saw it. Okay, she saw it.
There's a gun!
Oh, can someone get... Thank you. Oh, I don't know if that was on purpose or by accident. Okay, good. She got it. Okay, we got the guy with the gun. That's good.
The Telemon building's still standing. That still feel right.
So it's been like 10 days, right?
Now all we have to do is infiltrate the most heavily fortified military hub on this planet, steal a ship, escape Galactica, and fly her without getting shots of hell.
Seems like a simple plan.
I've been trying to make sense out of the 2 women we saw with the Cylons.
I think so.
It's too weird.
Is he gonna figure it out?
You got a better explanation?
Yep, Cylons look like humans.
You think the Cylons could be messing with human DNA? Cloning people or something?
Kind of. Maybe.
Could be.
That would explain how they took us by surprise. Replicated humans, infiltrating the colonies, laying the groundwork for the surprise attack.
Yep.
That means they're capable of complex emotions, maybe even love.
They're not human. No human could do the things they've done. Killed billions of innocent people.
I mean, humans are capable of quite a lot of evil, honestly. Have you read the history books? Although I guess they have different history books, but
Why circle every public appearance by President Roslin?
It's not mine.
False bottom with anechoic coating to absorb X-rays. Ceramic stealth gun.
I don't even know Zarek.
Your pal Grimes says different. He gave you up.
Oh, that's the guy from Glee, right?
You're bluffing. You haven't got anything.
But we don't need anything balanced.
They're the military.
Because this isn't a trial. This is just you and us in this room.
Like Zarek pointed out, we're living in a whole new world. This is your courtroom.
That's horrifying.
And that would make us
judge, jury, and executioner.
your executioners.
I mean, I know they wouldn't because I know they're who they are, but
You just came over here for the booze and the food.
Fuck you! Still can't tie him to Zarek.
I know Zarek's behind this. Keep working on Valance.
Zarek wins the vote. He is more than capable of ordering your assassination and ascending to the presidency.
Zarek's not going to win because I'm not going to let him.
is she gonna rig the election?
You're gonna bug his room. If you find anything that remotely connects Zarek to Valance, shut him down.
I don't approve of her rigging the election if that's what she's thinking about.
Vote count 7 for Gray, 5 for Zarek.
Okay, so she's not rigging it. She's just trying to get people to vote for her and him.
We got Valance, and you're next.
I wonder if he actually did have anything to do with it. I kind of want to give him the benefit.
Can I get you something?
So you work here now?
Why should I ask the bartender to get me a drink? What's in it for him?
A big tip.
Money doesn't mean anything.
Everyone has an agenda. I know I do.
Sleeping with you, probably.
Same as yours, Tom. Me, myself, and I. Wife of the XO, for whatever that's worth.
Quite a bit. Now and in the future.
That's what I'm interested in, Tom. It's my place in the future.
I'm looking for a friend of mine. His name is Valance.
So he does know him. Interesting.
How the hell did this happen?
Is he dead? Did Zarek get to him?
Is President Roslin's political career terminal?
Laura Roslin's political career is very much alive, and to underestimate her would be a very serious mistake.
You miss the limelight, don't you guys?
His wrists were slashed with broken glass from the room.
So was it suicide or was it murder?
No, it was murder.
It wasn't suicide. Zarek had him killed.
How'd they get past the Marine guards?
Through the vent.
Your wife is a traitor.
Laura Roslin, tough decisions that she has to make every day. Especially if you're someone like Tom Zarek, who's never shouldered any real responsibility in your life, really.
Well, someone talked.
Yeah, your wife.
We must survive, and we will survive.
I wonder if she's gonna choose to put him as vice president because people like him, you know? He's got the popular vote.
Madam President, I still
Good
worry
speech,
the vote
guys.
may be trending against you.
Yes, it is.
But
I'm going to win this thing. And Tom Zarek is going back to his prison ship where he belongs. But first I have 2 very unpleasant duties to perform.
she can talk to Wallace and guys. Right?
I never thought you'd fit in with the bare-knuckle backstabbing politicians.
But she does.
I guess I was wrong.
You didn't even want it in the first place, dude, right? So, like, it should be no skin off your back. I'm up.
Dr. Baltar, are you in here?
Was he using the bathroom? Somehow I doubt it.
Yeah, I just trying to do my bit, you know, as the elected representative for Caprica. Besides, I'm beginning to get a real feel for politics.
That's why she wants you as vice president.
Any man who uses their intelligence and resources to blow up the building doesn't get my vote, no. No, I'm voting for your man Gray, although he is really great. He's great. He is great, which is why he's got my vote.
Mr. Gray dropped out of the race.
Well, then who do you want me to vote for?
I
Yourself.
was thinking you.
Yep.
You are a very popular man these days.
People like you.
I would be fortunate to have your intellect and your popularity right by my side.
Popularity is the key. Intellect, second.
Circumstances I accept.
He wants to be famous again.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. I thought it was going to be with,
Wow. What are you gonna do now?
what's her name?
Now I'm going to give you an exclusive. After you.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
So what are we supposed to do? Sit on our hands and watch her get killed?
Zarek's too smart to take another shot at the president during the summit. If he wins the vote, take her out later. Don't you think you should watch that?
I did.
Like when? A month ago?
Do you have a problem with my hygiene?
You have hygiene?
I clean up good sometimes, right?
I like the flirty banter.
Gaius Baltar.
The surprises just keep on coming.
But my money is on Gaius. Dr. Baltar.
Thomas Zarek.
In the event of a tie, the president will cast the deciding vote.
Who is it? Who is it? Oh, okay. Must be Gaius.
I give you your new Vice President, Dr. Gaius Baltar!
Oh, that's so funny. This puts Six in a very interesting position, though.
We're going to do great things together.
Yeah, well, after what Laura told me.
Laura.
Yeah, we're like on first name basis now.
She jealous? Is that Starbuck? She showed you.
Oh, that bum knee of yours is looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's her knee you're looking at.
You want to dance?
Me in a dress is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Ah, that's so cute. I like it.
That was very nicely played. But there's still a presidential election in 6 months. Thing you should know, I didn't kill Alex. I wonder who did.
You wanted to know where was it Ellen that did it? Everybody's having fun. I don't trust that bitch. Why do I feel like this is like the calm before the storm? You gonna ask her to dance?
I thought you hated these things.
Dr. Baltar, interesting choice.
She's dancing on him now. Look at Lee.
The devil you know.
Politics, as exciting as war, definitely as dangerous.
Oh yeah.
So in war,
you know who the enemy is?
you only get killed once.
You're still standing.
So are you.
And I can dance.
Are they gonna dance? That's cute.
I have a surprise for you.
Should I be worried?
Probably.
Day in a luxury suite aboard the Rising Star. I have my ways.
I wouldn't trust her ways.
And while you're there, you might want to talk to a few people about your future.
What?
Mm-hmm. 0% trust for her. Zilch.
Go.
What if a her comes out? What's her explanation gonna be? That's a her, right? Exposed. He is. He's realizing. Of course, he's gonna run. He knows you're a Cylon. I had a feeling. Another her was gonna walk out. Like, that was so dangerous of her to take him there without like telling him first. I can understand why she didn't, but I just, yeah. Okay, so let's just start at the very end with Hilo seeing other Sharon, right? it was kind of inevitable, I feel, that he was gonna at some point figure it out. Now, I kind of ship it still. Like, I kind of hope that they can find their way back to each other and maybe he can understand that not all Cylons are the same. And she actually did rebel against the other Cylons because she cared about him. Like, initially she was doing everything that she was supposed to do, everything that she was told. But at some point she veered off the path, right? Like, this is the path. And she was like, well, to be with him, and because she cared about him. And I know it's probably going to be really hard for Hilo to see it that way, to understand it, but I don't know. It's also tricky, right? Because there is this whole kind of consent issue, right? Because, like, Hilo thought that she was a different version of herself, you know? Like, he didn't realize that that wasn't a different boomer, so that's a bit tricky. Also didn't realize she was a Cylon, but I mean, if she has the same, if they like share a consciousness, then she kind of is the same boomer that he knew, right? So just in a different body. I don't know. It's very tricky. It's very complicated. But yeah, I don't know. I think that she is possibly pregnant and that they're going to have a Cylon human hybrid, the first one. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that goes going forward. And then also it's going to be interesting to see like where Hilo goes and where Sharon goes on Caprica, and like where that's going to go and how that's going to play out. Sorry. Talking and making coherent sense is clearly not my forte today. But yeah, I'm very interested in that storyline. At first, I was like, the storyline seems very like tangent and off of like every other storyline, and it still kind of feels very detached naturally because it's literally very detached from all the rest of the stories playing out. But in that, I think that they're trying to create a hybrid race of Cylons and humans. It's gonna, I think, play into what's happening with everybody else at some point. And yeah, I'm curious as to how it's gonna play out. I don't love, the only thing that I will say about all the stuff on Caprica is the filter that they use, and I can't remember if I've said this before, but the filter that they use when they're outside, like the very, very oversaturated, bright filter to like depict Caprica, like it is a bit much in my opinion, but I can see like the contrast of like light and dark and all of that stuff that they're going for. And Caprica has a different light source than like Earth would, so I think that it looks different in that way. But sometimes it is a bit like jarring because it's so excessively bright and like I don't know, it doesn't really have to do with anything. It doesn't take away from my enjoyment of those scenes or in any way harm the story. It's just something that you notice because it's like so excessively bright. It feels like, you know, when you first open your camera and like the brightness is too bright so you can't see all the details. That's kind of what it feels like. Anyway, again, not really relevant, but just a tiny thing that I'm like, I wish they could just turn down the brightness a little bit, but again, it doesn't really affect my enjoyment, so I'm just nitpicking, I guess. I really like how the ship is called the Cloud 9, and it's supposed to be like the most luxurious ship in the fleet or whatever, right? It's supposed to be like this elevated experience, which makes sense because it's called Cloud 9, which I just think is a clever little moment for them to call it Cloud 9. And it's like, oh, you're on Cloud 9. When you're on Cloud 9, you're getting like the creme de la creme of an experience, which I don't know. Maybe it's dorky, but I just appreciate that that's what they called it. Like, this is the perfect name for a ship that is marketed as like an indulgence, you know. Also, I finally, after 11 episodes now, have figured out the president's full name. Like, I'm always like the president or Laura, because those are the names that I remember. Rosalind. President Rosalind. That's her last name. Rosalind. Sometimes it takes me a really long time to get names down, you guys. I'm sorry, but it's not always like on the forefront of my mind when I'm watching something, because like I know her name, I know her title, so like I'm paying more attention to like the plot details and everything, right? There's a few things in this episode that I think are very interesting. I think that Zarek's idea for we're trying to create another Earth, right? Like based off of, or Caprica, excuse me, based off of like capitalism, and we're trying to recreate what we already have or had, which was kind of a failed experiment a little bit, you know, at least in this world. And we should try, instead of recreating the sort of the capitalistic society that failed us, we should try to create a different society that's more based on community and less based off of like position and power and money and X, Y, and Z, right? And I actually really like Zarek's ideas, because I think that it is important for them going forward to try to find a new way to exist, right? Like, it's kind of giving Daenerys, I want to break the wheel, right? Like, I don't want to just be a part of this cycle. I want to break that cycle and start something new. And I think that it's actually a really important thing to consider. Like, when your entire civilization collapses, right? And they have like 50, I'm rounding up because it's 47 something, but they have like 50,000 people, and that's it. That's like all of the humans left anywhere, except for maybe there's still humans on Earth. We don't really know yet, but that's all of humanity that has survived that they're aware of at present time. When you have that, and that's it, and your civilization is gone, right? Then you have an opportunity to try to do something different, do it better, right? Like, we realized that the systems that we had in place maybe weren't the best, you know, maybe a civilization built around consumerism and money isn't the best, you know? And what are ways that we can go forward now that we're not trapped in that cycle that can actually be beneficial for more people, you know? Like, maybe we do away with the hierarchy of class structure, right? Maybe we do away with the hierarchy of money, and we try to like make it a more even playing field for everybody, because money doesn't matter anymore. Like, we're not in a situation where money does anything. We just need people. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be like, no, Zarek, that's crazy, or if I am supposed to agree with him. But I do agree with a lot of the things that he says, because I think that doing away with a lot of the constraints of the society that we live in that are negative, that only really hurt most people and elevate the very few, the 1%, if you will. I think that can only benefit all of humanity that is currently left. So, yeah. I really like that they're having this conversation, that they're talking about it, and that they are criticizing the government in a way, politics in a way, the society that we've built in a way, and doing it from like sort of the safe, like the removed distance of like, oh, this is a different world, right? But it very much is a parallel to and a reflection of our world. And I just like the idea of, like, I think I mentioned this in the prison episode, right? Like, showing, like, holding a mirror up to ourselves and our society and the way that we work, and saying like, hey, I think that there could be a better way. Like, maybe we don't have to have the entire collapse of civilization and the genocide of almost all of humanity in order to realize, reflect, and make positive changes for everybody going forward, right? I don't know. Just food for thought, I guess. I really enjoy that aspect of it. And while I'm much like Gaius in the, like, I don't like politics, I also think that in a society, we kind of, as people who have a voice in how that society functions, like a small voice, to be fair, but a voice, that we don't really have the luxury of not liking politics, right? And I think that it's interesting that Gaius got roped into the politics when he was sort of like, ugh, I don't like politics. But I think that in a similar way, we all kind of need to exert whatever small force we have. I think that it's our civic duty to vote, to be informed, to try to help better our society, right? So even if we don't like politics, like I hate politics. I hate the nature of politics. I hate that you're always having to choose a lesser evil, essentially, right? Like, not a fan. But I also think that that's a very privileged stance to take, and like I still have to get involved and actively try to help better the community. And I think that it's interesting that in a way, Gaius's like reluctance and then eventual joining in of politics sort of mirrors the way that we as a society might initially not want to be involved, like, ugh, it's boring, but we still have to try to help in whatever small way we can. Anyway, that's my soapbox vote, I guess. It is around that time. I'm gonna stop talking, but yeah. I think that especially when you're young, you have a very big chance to make a very big difference for the people that come after you. And like, you should always strive to make the world a better, safer, more accepting place for the generations that follow us, not go back. But anyway, that soapbox put away. I'm done. I'm sorry that I went on that tangent. What else? I think that the storyline of 6 being like, no, please, like, do what you want, and then like Gaius does what he wants, and she's like, it's so funny because one, it's like Gaius clearly, like, she threatened your life. She's like, no, do what you want. Just remember, I have your heart. But like, not metaphorically, like literally, I have your heart and I can crush it if I want. Just FYI. I just love it. Of course, Gaius is being stupid and like horny and stereotypical of Gaius from like the first episode that we saw, right? It's interesting to watch like his character grow and then like go back to like who he was a little bit ago. But I think like that's also human nature, which I always think is interesting. We love character growth. Don't get me wrong. I adore character growth. But I think that character growth and then regression and then growth is also a very accurate portrayal of just what it's like to be human. Like, sometimes you get better and then you get worse, then you get better, and then you get, that's humanity. That right there. Quote me on that. I should not have had coffee before this, but I did, so, it happened. Playa? I think she was the reporter that Gaius slept with in the stall, which was also funny because I thought it was going to be 6, but then it was not. Also, speaking of romance, I guess, in a way, I love Lee and Starbuck. Like, every episode I get a little bit more on board the ship, like, I do still like have a twinge of guilt about it because of the fact that she was engaged to his brother, you know, and like I'm like, oh, it's so cute, like now kiss, you know. But then I'm also like, yeah, but like she also kissed and had sex with your brother, so that's a bit weird. But my point, I ship it. I think I meant to ship it. It's a little bit immoral, but like I'm okay with it. Also, the scene with her in the dress after like they were having that cute banter of like he was roasting her a little bit, and then she put that dress on and she was like, yeah bitch, I clean up good, look at me. I loved it. It was so cute. I'm sorry, it was so cute. Like hard eyes. It was cute. Okay, there's a few other things I wanted to talk about. One, Ellen, bitch, you need to stop. At first I thought she just wanted to have sex with Zarek, which is probably true. Which, like, okay, that's fine. If you want to, like, cheat on your husband, I don't agree with it morally, but, like, whatever, that's kind of your thing. She's working with Zarek, right? So he can kind of be like, oh yeah, I didn't kill Valance, but she did for him to further her and Ty in the new government that she thinks is like the future, right? She's very opportunistic, which, hello, we already knew. Don't like her, which, I mean, hello, we already knew. But I wish that they would make her a little bit more nuanced so that I could have like some sort of conflict about how much I hate her, rather than just being like, bitch, can you stop? Please. You know? Like Ty, I feel like is going to be put in a very awkward position because of this. And I think that that'll be good for his character and to see like what he chooses in like a dilemma situation, because they've definitely made his character much more likable over the course of these 11 episodes. So to see him sort of struggle with something would be, you know, more interesting, or would be more conflicting to me. However, I just hate Ellen. It is what it is. That's it. I did want to talk about the fact that when Starbuck and Lee were questioning Valance, I think that's his name, they said something that actually is horrifying if you think about it. And they were talking about how like there is no like real due process right now, right? There's no actual due process in place because there's 50,000 people left and, you know, there was a mass genocide of humanity and like shit's gone tits up essentially, right? Sorry if that's if you don't like that metaphor, but it has. And so they kind of have all the power. They're judge, jury, and as Lee put it, executioner, which is honestly horrifying. Like, if you think about it, like we know that Starbuck and Lee aren't going to actually just kill him with no moral dilemma, with no evidence or anything like that. Like they're not going to do that because we know who they are. But if they weren't the moral people that we know that they are, horrifying. Like there's no consequences. They can do what they want. And like in a lot of ways in our society, you know, the military kind of does what they want. And in this society, if it did become like a military society, like that would be very bad. But even without it, like there's no consequences for anything that they do. And like, is that not horrifying? Is that not horrifying? I think that's horrifying. Like that scene was legitimately terrifying to me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Horrifying, you know, no rules, no due process, no like, you know, rights under the Constitution or whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the next episode, part 1 of the 2-part finale, right now over on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, that will be linked in the description down below, as well as my entire full-length reaction, watch-along style, to this episode and every episode of season 1, plus the mini-series. Yeah. That is over there as well. And yeah, until next week when we start the finale. Until then, bye guys.